Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on, okay? My brother and or sister in Christ, hold up. Don't get caught up in the weeds of it, man. The logistics, as one might call them. That's where positivity and development go to die, comrade. You are thinking too much, my friend. Think of your thoughts as waves in the ocean. They're constantly passing you by. 1 minute, you're floating, swimming about with a pocket full of sunshine. Then before you know it, one's got you pinned to the floor, and the only thing deciding your fate is nature's mercy. Your thoughts are powerful, okay, bro? They're hench. Stronger than you may realize. You leave them unchecked and they're inevitably going to cook you like a chicken wing on dad's grill, alright? I recently watched The Founder, and right at the start of the film, the main character plays a soundbite of a vinyl record titled The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. Within the record, Norman states, "A man becomes what he thinks about all day long." Within reason, okay, brother, you won't become a wolf if you think about them 24/7, sorry to break it to you. If one is aware of this phenomenon, they can use it to their advantage. However, if one fails to pay attention to what's coming into their head, it could be detrimental to both their emotional and even physical health. You might be doing it too, so stay tuned and don't think yourself to death. To start off, let me pick your brain for a second. Let me know if this sounds familiar. You've had a thought. Perhaps it's an idea for a new side hustle. Maybe you finally decided that you're going to ask that girl out. Or maybe even something as simple as just thinking, you know what? Maybe I'm not so fucking ugly. And I agree, man, you look good. You look spiffy. But for now, we'll focus on the person who thought of the idea for the new side hustle. You've thought of this new idea, this new pursuit, and you're buzzing with yourself. You sit there basking in your excitement, thinking, this is it. I'm going to make it. Finally. My ticket to success. I'm going to graft for a few years and I'll be set. You get to work, or maybe you don't. Either way, some hours go by, maybe some days, and what do you know? Your mindset has done a complete 180, and what you once thought of as a lucrative, life-changing idea is now a pointless waste of time, and you're ugly. You've let the thoughts stew in your head, and you're thinking, how has this happened? I was feeling so positive, and now I feel hopeless. I'm nothing. Alright, maybe a bit dramatic, but am I onto something? If you clicked on this video, likelihood is I am. I know I definitely dabbled with this whilst pursuing my creative ambitions. Constant cycles of feeling super positive and optimistic, only for that to turn into doubt and disappointment. Let me tell you now, it doesn't have to be like that. There is a way you can feel positive about your ambitions 99% of the time and become virtually immune to negativity. Listen, do you want to know what the single worst piece of advice that you can receive is? Think realistically. Yep, cheers. Thanks so much, Deborah from HR, who's never left the village she was born in or gone to bed past 12 at night. I'll definitely take that gem on board. I'm sure Genghis Khan was thinking realistically before he took over 15% of the world, right? Same with Muhammad Ali, just a bloke that oozes realistic, you know? Truth is, your brain is very realistic and very logical. It does want the best for you. However, it just has a kind of backwards way of showing it. It will feed you the new exciting idea, but it will then proceed to list every single thing that could go wrong and why it's probably the worst decision you'll ever make. So it wants you to succeed, but it doesn't want you to risk failure. So what do? Nothing. We call this analysis paralysis. We're going to cure that right now. Trust me when I tell you, your chances of success aren't actually that low. They just appear to be. Your mind will identify the billions of people that haven't succeeded and use those statistics to convince you that you're destined to become another one of these people. Sounds reasonable when I put it like that, but I want you to consider that 99% of the people you're comparing yourself to haven't even attempted to do what you're trying to do, inaccurately skewing the numbers against you. For the 1% that did try and still ended up failing, I guarantee they weren't committed. Unfortunately, when looking at the majority of people, a realistic life is a life where you don't even try, and if you do, you don't commit yourself. This is the norm, my friend. We're going to change that in 3 steps. 1. Try. Obviously, if you don't try, you won't make it. Simple. 2. Be in it for the long game. Commitment is massive and something a lot of people lack. I believe that 100% of people that don't succeed simply quit too early. Another reference to Norman Vincent Peale, persistence will take you further than genius, talent, and education ever will. Think about what you can achieve through consistent work within a decade. I know that sounds like a long time, but in the grand scheme of your life, it's a fraction and will surely pay off. 3. Don't let your idea of success become black and white. That mindset will fuck you. Let's take one of the hardest feats imaginable. Making it to the NBA. Okay, yes, your chances of success don't look great. There are millions of other people with the same dream, and less than 1% of the people will actually achieve it. If we take and apply the previous 2 steps, sure, it's still not guaranteed that you will make it to the NBA. However, a decade of commitment to basketball will not go unrewarded. The experience you will have gained will almost certainly put you in a position to have a profession related to basketball. You could be a coach. You could start your own brand. You could start a YouTube channel. You'll have so much knowledge. Of course, this will take more acts of trying and more commitment, but you've already proven to yourself that you're capable of this. These acts, plus this mindset, will undoubtedly open up pathways for you within your chosen field, even if they don't lead you to the destination you initially envisioned. P.S. I made a whole video on how you can actually manipulate yourself into thinking more positively. So if that's something you struggle with, tap the card at the top of the screen. Now we're going to look at this from a different angle. There is another more subtle way we can fall into the trap of analysis paralysis. It's something a lot of people tend to do because it makes them feel as though they're being productive. However, they're actually just putting a huge roadblock between them and their goals. I just told you that your brain is a smart, logical machine. But for this segment of the video, I'm actually going to massively contradict myself. Your brain is fucking stupid, bro. Sorry. And here's why. Have you ever come across someone who's constantly talking about their ideas and their plans, but never ends up actually getting on with anything? It feels good telling your mates from the pub that you're finally hustling. It feels good planning out how you're going to go about it, scheduling every minute of your day, playing businessman. It feels good to just think about your ambition and where it could take you. But did you know that your brain actually struggles to tell the difference between you thinking, vocalizing, and planning your actions, and actually getting your head down and doing the action? Because the same chemicals and hormones that make you feel as though you're being productive and making progress are being released into your body. Joe Dispenza talks about this at length in Becoming Supernatural. This means that your mind and body is under the false impression that you've taken the necessary actions to get closer to your goals, when really you've done everything but that. Consequently, you do nothing. Paralysis. Because why would your brain want you to do what it already thinks that you've done? So what's the solution? Firstly, be aware of this, and then be real with yourself. Just because you get a little buzz from getting your pen and pad out and jotting down a to-do list every 2 weeks doesn't mean you're putting in work. Get your head down and do yourself proud. The final thing I want to discuss kind of leads on from what we've just talked about, and that is mind-body connection. This is actually the reason I wanted to make this video in the first place. The title is not misleading. People can and are literally thinking themselves to death. You might be doing it too. Stay with me now. Mind-body connection is the idea that thoughts, emotions, and mental states directly impact physical health and well-being. Science has shown that chronic stress, anxiety, and overthinking can manifest in the body, affecting everything from muscle tension to immune function. It's true, I've had eczema on my hands for many years. I've since found ways of treating it through sleep and diet, but it will still come back if I find myself overly worked up about something. Remember when I said to you that your thoughts are powerful? They can literally materialize into skin conditions, diseases, and other health problems. How does this happen? Once again, your brain finds it difficult to tell the difference between a perceived problem and an actual problem. So when you can't stop fixating on how you fumbled that one girl 2 years ago, I feel for you, brother. You put yourself through the same emotions that you would feel if it was actually happening, and the same stress hormones are released, adrenaline and cortisol. And if you're the sort of person that is always overthinking, you are constantly exposing yourself to these hormones, which can have serious negative effects on the body, such as increased heart rate and blood pressure, which can lead to chest pain and fatigue, suppression of the immune system making you more vulnerable to illness, and even digestive issues like acid reflux. So, don't allow your thoughts to slowly kill you. Meditation and breathwork can be used to slow down racing thoughts and activate the parasympathetic, also known as the rest and digest system. Simple exercise can release tension and take your mind off of stressful trains of thought. Cold showers can shock the system into present awareness. Journaling or expressive writing can clear mental clutter and prevent emotional suppression. All of these activities can also release serotonin and melatonin, which are basically the opposite of the stress hormones, and will have healing effects throughout the body. I mean, serotonin is literally a natural painkiller. Me personally, if something has got me worked up, I will refrain from saying or doing anything for a few minutes, because acting on your frustration usually just makes it worse. So make sure to consciously engage in activities that reconnect the mind and body and prevent the downward spiral of excessive mental activity. If I had to sum up the messages of this video, I would say keep your thoughts in check. It's not good to constantly be thinking all the time. Become more aware of how you think and how this may be affecting your progress, your mind, and your body. Hope this helps. Good luck out there, people. If you made it to the end of this video and you enjoyed, then please leave a like. It goes so far, and if you want to see more, I upload weekly, so make sure to subscribe. Also, let me know what you thought in the comments below. We've now gotten to the segment of the video where I plug my artwork. If you want to see more artwork, I have an Instagram that will be linked in the description, and I also have a small shop that I sell posters and t-shirts on, so make sure to check those out. I'm very, 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 very happy with this one. I love the way it turned out. You may notice that the smoke that I made during the time-lapse playing in the background of this video is not the same as the smoke that's in the final version of the animation, and that's because when I try and film my screen on Photoshop and animate, my laptop just throws an absolute tantrum and it runs at about 2 miles per hour, and it just makes everything absolutely impossible. So I just thought, oh, I'll just do it off camera, because the smoke initially was not good. I'm so happy I changed it. But this one's quite a simple one, but it's just executed exactly how I wanted it to be executed, and sometimes that's better than trying to do something really complicated, you know. But anyways, that's it.